Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And save me some of that. Good evening, SBC,
Where is
SB. There it go. SBCC and BSL. Thank you all so much. Thank you for joining us for this April 17th edition of Shoot Your Shot. I am your host, Mr. Mike Walker, and my lovely and wonderful co-host, Miss Madam Josette Fortenberry. How
hey.
how you doing this evening, Joe?
I'm excited. I'm good.
Oh,
Y'all
she.
really make my Saturday. You do. I see it's only like 5, 6, it's 6 o'clock here in Sacramento. So y'all really like get my Saturday nice going.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, we all do that. We all in this together. We all in this together. So, thank you all so much for joining us for this edition. And we got some good people in here. We just go down the line. How you doing, Theodora? Kimberly, glad to have you here. Glad to have you here, Sis Jenkins. Glad to have you here. Hey, Carla, how you doing? Glad to have you here. I hope you make it to the after party tonight. Okay. Okay. Hey, Keisha, how you doing? Glad to have you. Hey, Jenna, glad to have you here. Natasha.
Good folks. Good folks.
Yes. He looks familiar. So we'll just, I don't know who that is. Katie, how you doing? Glad to have you here. Michaela Davis, glad to have you here. Brother Steve, glad to have you here.
Hey.
They just showing up. Okay, bro Reginald,
Hey.
always a pleasure to have you here. Abigail, how you doing tonight? Amelyn Fulton, glad to have you. I think this is your first time being here. Okay.
Hey.
Trey Allen, glad to have you here. I think you've been in here in the group a long time. Valerie, good to see you. Jackie Wilson. Okay. How you doing, Wanda? How you doing, Tiffany? Oh, I mean, they staying. Stacy, we got Stacy, Regina, Tiffany. Oh yeah, Tiffany.
Hey, girl.
Teresa, glad to have you here. Okay, we're gonna get started. Oh, y'all just showing up. Oh, they're my old classmate, Carla. How you doing? Oh, definitely glad to have you watching. Oh yeah. And we about to get started though. Everybody, brother Mike, glad to have you. Oh goodness. He was my other classmate and my longtime best friend, Gaddy Cole. Sure enough, glad to see
I
you
haven't
here.
met him yet. Oh my.
You don't want to meet him. He's full of shenanigans. No.
I might like shenanigans. No, I don't. No, I don't.
Anyway, glad to have all y'all here tonight. Glad. Well, it's one of those shows, folks. It's one of those shows, folks. This is one of those shows that you may have to send your babies, your kids, to their aunties or to your mother's house or whoever house to a set.
Mine is at my mom's house tonight.
Yes, this is this is going to be a show and a half tonight. At least I think it will. It's definitely. I'm just gonna warn y'all. This is grown folks talk tonight. Pretty much. We may say some words. Maybe we may not call them by their nicknames. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about, though.
I'm gonna try.
Okay.
Hold on to my key.
Okay. Okay. So let's get this show started, y'all. You ready, Joe?
I'm ready.
Okay. As you know, we did here's the flyer is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Intimacy during and after the pandemic. Well, so, as y'all know, we've been in the pandemic for over a year. We've been kind of staying in place, staying locked up, staying this, staying that. Now, some people have went out on dates. You know, some went out on dates, but like restaurants or what have you, though. But in some cases, let me get this. In some cases, things went beyond the restaurant or she's pointing at me. Sometimes pay her no attention. She telling my business. But anyway, sometimes things went beyond the restaurant. Sometimes, let's go to Let's go to my place. You know, we're still in a pandemic, and this was long before the these vaccinations, these vaccines came up. So you see the topic right here: intimacy during and after the pandemic. That's a good timing right there, ain't it?
He didn't like that word.
That's a good timing. So the question is, and I ask you, the viewing audience, intimacy during and after the pandemic. Now, let me get this disclaimer out the way. Yes, this is a Christian group. Yes, these are Christian groups, at least, yeah, Christian groups, and we are no way trying to encourage, I guess, unsafe practices or this or that. But we're having a realistic conversation about how we, as adults, handle sex, and especially during this period of being enclosed, pandemic, away from each other in the world. So, with that said, how did people do it? Just say it
My
like
goodness, Mike, you got to go back a little bit. Hold on.
this. Okay, let me go. Okay, help me out.
Okay,
Help me out, Joe. Help me out.
let me just. Well, you know, this is something I really want to identify with. Everybody, y'all, close your eyes for a moment. And I'm gonna say a few words, and I want to know how y'all respond, or what are some of your
Go ahead.
thoughts when it comes to that. Mike, close your eyes. I'm looking at you. Close your eyes.
Okay.
Okay, here goes the words, y'all. I just want to know what y'all think of when you hear these words. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Closeness, intimacy,
Mm-hmm.
affection,
Mm.
passion,
Mm-hmm.
sex.
Mm-mm.
Okay, you can open your eyes now.
Mm. I'm still thinking. Mm.
See? Now, y'all, these are all different words. And for me, I know for me, up until 2021, all those words brought the ending results of the thought of sex. It did. It was intimate. It was passionate. It was nice at first. It was real romantic. And then, at the end of the thoughts in my head was some intimate, passionate, affectionate lovemaking.
Mm.
That was up until 2021. So I'm a little bit worried what's happening, what God is doing to me right now. I don't know. So yeah, it's so I just want to make sure we and I'm sure somebody is tapping their toes right now, like Mike, sex and intimacy is two different things.
And yes, they are.
Somebody's like, he trying to talk about sex and use intimacy as a disguise. No.
Well, some people do, but some people do.
And I did that for a while. It was good. I mean, intimacy was a good, nice. Sex and use intimacy as a disguise. Oh Lord, Mike, what's wrong?
Some people
I
do.
hate my voice.
Some people
But
do. And I did.
Look at him. Look at him.
Okay, there we go.
But I mean, I did for a long time. I used the word intimacy as a nice cover up for passionate sex.
Mm.
And I did. I used that as cover. So go ahead with your spiel, man.
Oh, my spiel. Oh, thanks a lot. Thanks a
No,
lot.
because I mean this topic is
right.
serious.
Yeah.
It's serious for me right now because I'm transitioning this year, and it's not transition sexually, but just transitioning.
Now listen to this. I get what you said though. Okay. Steve said yes, the longing for a touch, the adrenaline rush. The adrenaline rush notwithstanding. Yes, that touch. I mean, 2020 date. What was that? No, that's a tale. I did go on a date pre-pandemic, but after that, though, it's almost like, what do we do? Maybe I've seen out of touch with it, though.
Wait a minute. That's what did you do? I know what did you do?
Okay. Okay. Now, Reginald says both shots and passed the 2 weeks. So Reginald shared that with us to let us know that he is ready. He is ready to mingle. He is single and ready to mingle. And you know what, bro, Reginald? I definitely got my Johnson and Johnson shot. It's been going this Monday, Lord willing, will be 4 weeks. It'll be a month for me.
A
It
month
would
for what? For what? Since you done did what? What you mean a month? Look, what?
since I had my Johnson and Johnson vaccination.
Oh,
Yes.
I thought I had missed something, baby.
Oh gosh. Oh goodness. I can't. I can't with you. With anyway. So in other words, hey, I'm protected. I think I'm gonna wear my mask, and it's gonna. Tiffany
So,
says,
so in other words, do you feel better, more comfortable being going out on dates and stuff now since you got the
yes,
really?
yes, I actually do. And especially if I find out that she has had her shots.
Mm.
And then now, don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm gonna act like I'm Superman. I'm gonna be careful with what I do. I'm gonna
They might have added a little Superman into your shot. I don't know. It might be. Oh, ain't
well,
no telling. We won't know. We won't know until
I was already a
I told you to
superhero.
hold my
So
key.
hand me that key. Okay. There you go. Okay, anyway. So let me see. D Giles from Atlanta says, since March 2020, after months, I enjoy intimacy with someone, and however, I want some more. But so D Giles, please tell us what the but is, not the BUTT, but what happened, and I can't wait till marriage. And that's what she's saying. Yeah, and like I said, we're not trying to, encourage one thing or another, but we just have an honest discussion about, and you know what? And like Joe said, we're not limiting this to just actual intercourse or what have you. We're just talking about holding hands or hugging or sitting up there watching Netflix and chill. So we basically just spreading the whole gamut of intimacy.
Yeah,
Of,
I actually did some homework.
oh,
And it says there's 4 types of intimacy: emotional, mental, spiritual, and physical. So I found that to be intimacy usually denotes mutual vulnerability, openness, and sharing. It is often present in close, loving relationships such as marriages and friendship. I just looked up, well, what is
mm-hmm.
intimacy versus, affection? Intimacy is closeness between people in personal relationships. It's what builds over time as you connect with someone, grow to care about each other, and feel more and more comfortable during your time together. It can include physical or emotional closeness, or even a mix of the two.
And I'm glad you read that. And again, it just reiterates what we're saying is we're not just limiting things to bumping uglies,
Mm.
going to a movie and y'all could just be arm in arm with each other. You know what? Simple things that we used to take for granted. Like Joe, you and I go out on a date, go see a movie, sharing popcorn with each other. Do people look at that differently now? Isn't
That's a
that so?
good question.
Yeah.
So I think being intimate and being affectionate with a person, it just builds. It builds anticipation for that physically intimate moment of passionate intercourse. I think it just builds on it. That's if the two of you are really connected, you know.
Understood. Wanda says, I believe intimacy levels should be defined in a dating relationship and boundaries made clear on pre and post marriage levels of intimacy. That's a good one. That's a good one. And Carla says, people talk over the phone and they video date as well. Definitely.
Do you feel intimacy behind talking over the phone and video chatting? I'm just curious about how other people feel about that.
Yeah, now this is a good question, viewing audience. Do you feel I can I modify it, Joe?
Go for it.
Do you feel this? Do you feel intimacy while you're on a video date, on a phone conversation? And if yes, is it the same? Well, how does it compare to the physical intimacy?
Yeah, big difference.
Yes. How does that happen? And a man and AB up in Canada says we just received our vaccinations yesterday. That's good. That is very good. And Carla says I got both my Pfizer shots. Okay. And here's a warning from Steve, y'all. Well, I've been through it all, and she better be ready for me. Okay, y'all. Okay, and he said, God knows I'm a prisoner waiting to be set free. Ah. Well, we got a lot of folks in here. Let me see. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, I want to find this what Michael Jones from Kiva says. During the top of the pandemic, I had company over. But when the lights out, she asked, do you have protection? Oh, I replied, yes, but I put my mask on by my nightstand. Oh, goodness. It's going to be one of those nights. I knew, Michael, you weren't going to do right tonight. I knew you. I like that, but you would. But you know what? I'm glad you brought that up, though. I'm actually glad he brought that up because
Me too,
pre-pandemic,
kinda.
pre-pandemic, we will always say, I'm telling on myself, we would always say, well, you got protection? Well, I do, but we're talking about prophylactics, But now the new do you have protection is, well, you got a mask? you know.
You supposed to have that conversation. You supposed to ask about a mask before y'all even meet.
and that's going to be part of it in this new normal. Do you have protection as in sexual protection? Do you have a mask? Have you taken
the vaccine?
Have you taken an AIDS test along with other STD tests? Now, those two, along with COVID-19 tests and or vaccines. So this is now the new conversations we'll be dealing with. So yeah, really glad he said that though. Oh, wait a minute. D Giles said need some good stamina and the one to enjoy everything with. Okay.
I think I feel the same as D Giles do. I think I'm along on her same boat with that. I'm probably riding on the same boat with her because for me it didn't I still went on dates last year. I still, you know what I mean? For 2020, I still went on dates. I still, attempted to be affectionate, even though I didn't connect. Well, there was one person that I dated for, quite a while. And what I'm supposed to do now? Say, oh, I had sex once last year? Like, well, no. Okay, let me rephrase that. Let me just be honest. I had sex with one person for about 24 hours last year, and that was all I did. But
what type of medication y'all took?
well, I mean, you just can't say. Well, we can't go into detail, but that was, So, I mean, but so for me, I think it's a very different thoughts between you and I. Like I went out, you know what I mean? I dated versus Mike. I think you kind of stayed in pretty much for last year, and for me, I still got out and still went out on a few dates and met somebody and then it didn't end. I mean, we're still friends or whatever, you know what I mean? But and then 2021 came and God did something to me, and I'm just not. I don't know what it is. I just don't desire passion or intimacy or anything the way that I used to. I don't know why. Just 2021 kicked in. I ordered my purple rose, and I just called it. Some of you ladies know about the purple rose,
Oh.
but I just didn't. I just was, I don't know what's going on with me this year. I really don't.
Well,
So yeah.
when we're getting older and wiser, that's one thing.
Well, it's kind of a scary thing when all of a sudden the desire for passion and intimacy is kind of turned off in a person, and that's how I
Mm-hmm.
feel right now. So I hope that if I was to meet that one, that it
Mm-hmm.
would automatically click back on, but I don't know.
Mm. Well, this pandemic has changed us all in a lot of ways. Yes, and AB says video chatting can be intimate with a warm and loving person. And Reginald, I like what Reginald says. Now, I'm reading this in his voice though for some reason. Now, at some point, the sex talk needs to be talked about so you both know if you are on the same page.
Definitely.
Talking, and I'm going to stress this, talking doesn't have to lead to the act.
Hmm.
And especially, and I mean, we were already having the sex talk pre-pandemic. Okay. But now this is a different ball game. What do we, and some people are afraid to go that route though. And DJ says has grown into great friendship, but the real intimacy physically, the flesh, just not the one. And of course, and I have to say this, and it may sound like I'm contradicting myself, but we really do have to keep our flesh under subjection, but again, we having a realistic talk. Everybody, that's a struggle. That's a vice for some people. Some people like food, money, uh, whatever, and hey, sex might be the same thing though. So Tan says no, not on a video date. And Tawanda says can't wait until the I should have read this first. Can't wait until the rivers within me flow by the touch of my husband. I hear you. And look how poetic she put it. The rivers with we're gonna have to talk about that at the after party. Okay. That's after party stuff.
Nice choice of words.
Yeah, Kimberly says 2 men not wearing a mask, and that is so true. That is so true. They think that it's a hoax and this and that until they catch it and get sick. So
now I'm at the point where I understand. I totally feel what she's saying, but now it's too many not willing to get a vaccine too.
And you're in the medical field, Joe. So
I got mine a few months ago. So
yeah. And Michelle Shea, glad to have you here. This virus is getting to people's heads. Like you can't live in a bubble. That's how you miss out. So but then again, people had to be careful though. Because I know I can count on just 2 hands how many times I went somewhere since March 17th. I haven't, and recently I took a trip to Birmingham to pick up some equipment. That's the furthest I have traveled during this pandemic. So, it's something you do. But when it comes to dating, though, how many times did you take the test? Because the doctor said no one has to wait for the results. You know what? I never took the test.
Me either.
I never.
And I mean, I work in the medical field. Like I'm a phlebotomist, so I am up in it. But I never had any symptoms. So and I was out there in it. So for me, considering the fact that I'm a phlebotomist and I'm in contact with a lot of people all the time, then for me, I never stopped going out. So kind of like I forgot what the other young lady said, but kind of like what the other young lady said. Like I was always still getting out there, going on dates. I was still, I don't know, for me, and I'm gonna put this in the I version. I have the desire to be affectionate with the person, and when I don't, at least, and when I say affectionate, I just mean holding hands, or I just mean like a nice, good, solid hug. And for me, when I go long periods of times with not getting any kind of, it's different when you get a hug from a kid, from your kids, or get a hug from your mom. That's different. I need a good affectionate hug from a man, and that energizes me. That encourages me. It inputs, it just emphasizes the passion in me, not for that particular person, but I am not, I'm not built to not have that in my life. And I notice for me, if I don't get affectionate or intimate in some kind of way, or then I get grouchy, I get mean. I don't want, like, human beings get on my nerve. You know what I'm saying? So I have to receive that touch, and that's just a hug. A hug will do it for me from the right person. Then, I'm able to reciprocate with, with my mouth, and share a happiness with other people. But if I'm not getting at least a hug from somebody at some point, then I don't know what demon tries to tag my head, but I need a hug. I don't need a little pat on the back. Oh, you sweet little puppy. No, you better give me a hug, good hug, man.
I get you. I understand that. I definitely know.
And also too, because I'm in the world of recovery, and it's a lot. That was our thing. That was our thing. When we went to meetings, we all hugged each other. So
Mhm.
I had to, am going to meetings, and I have went to a few meetings all last year. I had to be selective about the people that I allowed to hug me, because I couldn't just let everybody hug me. Some people like, nah, I know you've been, nah, I don't know what you, corona all over you. So I am very selective about the people that I let touch me, period.
I understand that. It's almost like when people want to lay their hands on you to pray for you. You can't let everybody do that.
You better just, here, just touch
Yeah.
a little tippy finger or something on, I don't know.
No. I'm not. Andrea says talking. That was my bad reading. Talking on the phone, video chatting builds mental intimacy, and it does. So when you start spending time together, you'll have to determine how the mental intimacy will play out in person. And you know what? Sometimes I've been in situations where the phone conversations were fantastic. Excuse me. Get in person is almost like we had a funeral wake or something like that. I'm like, well, what happened? What in the world happened? That's a
And
good.
what Andrea just mentioned was a sign of emotional maturity. Because I think
Mm-hmm.
now, as getting older, we look for that connection through communication before anything else.
Mm-hmm. I may have read this from Carla, but I might read it again. Yes, you can have intimacy by phone or video if you are having honest, heartfelt conversations. It can become intimate, yes, and you can feel closer emotionally. And you know what? That is so true. If you just cut the BS, shoot straight from the hip, you would be so surprised how much that can play into intimacy. So definitely, I agree with that. And Travis says intimacy is not just physical. So video chatting can bring on closeness on another level to start until we meet to see if we are a connection.
So I have a question. When you're
Mhm.
doing the phone chatting or video chatting, does intimacy start to kick in when you exchange pictures with each other?
Hmm.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, some people find it intimate to exchange pictures with each other, and some I don't understand what this is, but some men find it necessary, or women find it necessary to send inappropriate pictures. And now this is supposed to enhance this intimacy and affection that I have for you. It actually turns me off. But you know, I'm just wondering where the pictures of each other fall into place with the intimacy and the phone and video chatting.
Well, I've been trying to avoid this, but you bring up a good point. But I don't say it.
Don't say it.
this is yeah, I gonna say it since you broke it down so eloquently. This is technology, okay? And well, okay. You know, people in the past and probably in the present engaged in phone sex. Okay. Some people just roll like that. Now, with the advent of video chatting, then and I'm not encouraging that, y'all, but the possibilities are now endless. Something that we thought was impossible 30 years ago, we Generation Z, Generation Y, the
Mhm.
millennials take it for granted. You know, Joe, you and I from the old school. This is still stuff we still getting used to. We never thought that we could be doing what we're doing right now.
Right, right.
You know, like I never thought this 10 years ago, much less back in the late 80s. So it's easier to do those naughty things, so to
Mhm.
speak, though. So I hope that answered the question. I hope someone in the audience could chime in on that. Oh, I like this. Kimberly Best, I agree. I received inappropriate video from a man in his in his 50s. Instant turnoffs. Now, right there, I think a guy in his 50s ought to know better.
Yeah, and
Really?
they do. And they do. I believe that they do. They know better.
Mm, mm, mm. And wait a minute, I like this, but Tiffany, I agree with you, Mike. Okay, the phone conversation and video chats, it really does make the first meeting less awkward. It creates bonds in most cases. And Wanda says, I agree, Joe said. I need that. Holding hands, hugs, and even a light kiss from a man, even open adult conversations with the understanding that's the level I'm comfortable with pre-marriage. And now, Wanda, we ought to make a post out of that, what you just said, though. I
Mhm.
like that right there. Now, a light kiss. I'm just going to be out and honest. I love getting me some sugar, and I love giving some sugar. But now, how are we going to do this? You know, how will we do this
That
now?
mask really turned the forehead kiss into something valuable.
You know, because we are very nervous. We are very nervous about how to approach each other now. And I'm saying post pandemic, but we still in it though. But you know, how do we handle that though? I'm like what you said. I mean, I believe we can hold hands. I believe we can hold hands. May have to after we finish, you know, use the hand sanitizer, what have you. You know, we have to be more careful. You know, but I don't know the kissing part though. That's just something to. I don't know. I don't know, Joe. Let me
I think
see.
the conversation beforehand is going to key you on to a lot of how safe this person has been during the pandemic. You know what I mean? I've had
Mhm.
conversation with a gentleman that's, you know, he's in the medical field also, so he's sharing me what, you know, his you know, how he takes his precautions. And then I've also had a conversation with somebody that, you know, was an anti-mask person and just this is not real kind of person. And you know, then when I ask, you know, because you ask questions like, have you encountered, has anybody close to you has, you know, been caught positive or been positive or tested positive, or you know, you start asking these questions. So it kind of lets me know how this person's safety zone is, you know, with themselves when they go out on their own, when they're by themselves and they're out in the world having to do whatever, you know. So yeah, that's a big scale for me to communicate and conversate and ask questions, you know.
Mm, I get you. I get you, man. And Tiffany says, and nothing is private once you hit sin. And sometime a little bit before that, though,
Hmm.
you know. Well, I gotta put this up though. I'm tired of video chats. I want to see him in person. COVID doesn't scare me, and that's nice to know. But and I say this respectfully, Michelle, but in cases like this, you have to use wisdom. Okay, you have to use wisdom because I've learned to respect others. If a person don't want to take the vaccine, that's them. I respect their decision. You know, if a person want to take the vaccine, hey, that's great. They take it, but we have to learn how to respect each other and also use wisdom and spiritual common sense during this. You know, so a lot of people were thinking like that. I'm not scared of COVID. Then 3 weeks later, they're at their funeral. So, we have
There's
to.
also a sense of somebody saying that I'm not afraid of COVID, meaning that I am not going to live in fear. So for
Yeah, that's
me,
true.
I'm
That's
not
true.
I'm not afraid. I don't live in fear of it. I'm not afraid of
Hmm.
COVID, but I also protect myself. I take my vaccine. Like I took my vaccine as soon as I'm one of the first people to start getting them.
Yeah.
And I consistently wear my mask. I'm consistently using my PPE and so I don't let that fear live within me, because that's not of God to be living in fear. But
Uh-huh.
we also have to live in safety. We also
Absolutely.
have to protect ourselves.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Reginald says, don't send a pic to someone for intimacy that you would not want your family to see or your boss. This stuff doesn't go away. It is stored in the cloud. Yes, indeed, it
Hmm.
is. Yes, indeed, it is. Andrea says, I think video chatting can allow for a comfort level. You can be less formal and allow yourself to enjoy the time together. But now Terry made an interesting comment, Joe. I want you to look at this right here. Kiss the hand. Kiss the hand. Now, but aren't we encouraging people and stressing to?
Use hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
Have you ever accidentally got some of that stuff on your lip? I did. Ooh, it was a terrible experience.
What were you doing? Okay, never.
I don't know what I did. I don't know what. Like I had just put hand sanitizer on or something. I don't know what I did. Besides, woo.
But I don't know if I'm ready for kissing on the hand though. That does something that makes me kind of nervous. Maybe it's just me.
I think it's something that we just don't do anymore, and it's taken differently if a man was to do that or a woman was to do. No, you better come on my forehead. Just come on my forehead. I don't know.
Okay, okay.
Give me a side, something on the side
Oh,
around the mask or something. I don't know.
okay, okay. Tawana says, why have phone sex when physical touch from your partner is needed in person? Phone sex for me is a no for me.
It's a no
Mhm,
for me too. I never have. I've never. I don't even know how. I just was never a thing for me. It really wasn't. Never
mhm,
was.
mhm.
Never was.
And here comes Carla Renee Henley. Here she go. You have the lips for it, Mike. Oh
You
goodness.
said it. I didn't.
They they already starting though. And Steve says, I let her see me with my shirt off. So if she doesn't like to see the keg now, then. Hmm. Okay, good to hear that. Okay, Joe, you got that crazy look. Okay.
Because
Uh
I can't do it. I be wanting to get.
okay.
I just can't do it.
Okay. And get tested to make sure you both don't have COVID as well as any other diseases or STDs. Okay.
Well, that's
Okay.
something that the getting tested for the diseases and the STDs is something that's should be done on a regular basis anyway, especially if you're like sexually active. I mean, I had my 24 hours last year, and I got
Mhm.
tested right after that 24 hours. So, I mean, I used protection, but still, right after that 24 hours, I was at the doctor, boy. I was like,
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Here comes Wanda Moreland with her 2 cents. She been doing so well. You do have the lips, Mike. Just saying. Oh boy. Help me out, Joe. Shantae McCormick says, how are y'all all meeting people during COVID? Well, I mean,
same way we did for the last
but
20 years.
yeah, I mean, we're video chatting, meeting through the groups, and other pages. That's how we meet. Yeah, it's not a bad thing.
The Facebook dating has been actually very popular amongst my friends and myself lately.
Wait a minute. Hold up. His first lady. Kegs can equal good cuddles.
Go on, girl.
Okay. Come. Oh boy, y'all just tripping tonight. Okay. And right here, video chatting builds the expectations of meeting in person. Just be wise. We are all grown. Absolutely. Absolutely. So
I just want to give a high five to the people out there that are video chatting. Half the people I meet, I can't even get that. I can't even, because they probably, I mean, they be fake, yeah, but I want to give y'all a high five. Y'all video chatting, gone. Put some plastic over your screen. Keep it safe. I was just kidding.
well, I mean, video chatting is real nice. You can see facial expressions. You can show them your hobbies and what have. I think it's pretty neat though. But now how much will that change once things, I guess, go into this adjusted normal, if you will? What will be the same though? Restaurants or concerts. I love video chatting. It's definitely filling the gap for me. Yes. Went on a video movie date. Actually pretty nice. Yes. I've been on a video date before and it was actually pretty good. And of course we have virtual get-togethers like the after party and other activities. So
I just think when I think of virtual dating, it's like it's because of a long distance relationship. There is no other choice. But if this is with somebody in your town or there's somebody that might be close to me,
I get you. Well, we've answered that question, and you know what, Joe? We'll go to the next topic. If you don't laugh, we go to the next topic. Please, Joe. I need a new co-host, y'all. Okay, no. Okay, let's go to the next topic, y'all. Oh goodness. Let's say you meet someone, and things don't work out. Not necessarily because the person was a bad person or there was no chemistry, but that person wasn't easy to your eyes. Okay. And so then we use that old phrase, well, we can be friends. We say that. I know I may have said it. I know many of you watching out there have said it though. So with that all said and done, our next topic, and probably the last topic for the night, don't grin, Joe, is it easier to be just friends if you're not attracted to them? Again, is it easier to be just friends if you're not attracted to them? Joe said Fortenberry.
I mean, Facebook friends.
No, friends.
Facebook friends. I mean, if a man is approaching me and I'm not attracted to them for some way or for some, usually it's because of a mental or emotional or conversational type of thing that I'm not attracted to them. I don't find it. I don't have time, man. I don't have the time to be because they're going to consistently approach you and try and make you be attracted to them. They're gonna, that, and I've had that happen quite often. Like, okay, look, and I never tell anybody, hey, we could just be friends. I'll be like, hey, I see you around on Facebook, but. The person that I was with last year, that's what happened, and that was because I was not attracted to their conversation and their you know, I just every conversation we gotta talk about Black Power, Black Pride. I just was like overwhelmed with frustration. So I mean, you don't have to say like, oh, we just gonna be friends. No, but if it's, I just don't talk that much. I don't talk that much on the phone. I don't talk that much on text messaging. I don't, because friends need attention, and I just don't have the time to be giving a dead situation attention.
Wanda says, yes, it is easier, but the friendship has to be mutual. And that's a good point. Just, are you saying it just to get rid of them? Or are you saying it because you really say, hey, I may not be attracted to you, but you do have some good friendship qualities?
Facebook qualities. Facebook qualities.
Really? Okay. 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 Now I like what Travis says, and he's telling the truth right here. Attraction is not only looks, but also personality or the way they carry him or herself.
I totally
Mm,
agree with that. I have to be
mm,
attracted to your mind and your presentation before your physical appearance.
mm. Yes, I could see that. And Tia says, yes, much easier. You cool, I'm cool. Yeah. And Reginald Valder says, absolutely, yes, because nothing is ever going to happen. It's not there. Mm, you know, and I have been in, well, telling on myself, in situations like that, but guess what? End up being great friends, though. Friends to this day. You just have to be careful about how you throw that around, though. Speaking of conversations, guys who start telling you what they can, what
Turn
they can
off.
do to you, yeah.
Turn off. It is. It's just, ugh.
Mm, it's a huge, and especially when I don't know when you hear from a lady in the early parts of the conversations, it sounds so unladylike.
Women talk about, I didn't know women did that, but I understand.
Ha! I got one more. Ha!
Whoa.
Yes. Oh, yes. Ronald says some will miss their blessings based on looks.
Hmm.
Mm, mm. Well,
That's definitely true. But a person's personality and character can
yeah,
make a very handsome man look ugly.
that's true. And vice versa.
Exactly.
Vice versa. This person may
A
be,
person's personality and character can also make somebody that's maybe less attractive look very attractive, look very handsome.
and yeah, and it could be other mitigating factors that could
Mhm.
make a person
Like
look
to me,
attractive.
I don't know. It's just a thing. A man with insecurities, or a man that's dealing with a lot of various types of depression. I don't care how he looks. He doesn't look as good to me. I put in time to get rid of mine.
I get you. And Dewan says if a man is attracted to a woman and she's not, he'll try to be friends, but eventually, he
Exactly.
wants to be war. And I had to admit, you're telling the truth right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know,
So what's the point? Like, because they're gonna push, and then they'll relax for a little bit, and then they'll push, and that's that point. And when it, you hear a lot of women say, "Well, the men always come back." That's why, because they're continuing to try and make that attraction something that it's not.
yeah, I get, yeah. Yes, indeed. Attraction isn't all about looks. And Reginald says, I've been in situations that the woman made me feel like I was in the meat market. Just
What?
all sexual. So thirsty women can be a turnoff as well.
Wow.
Uh, mm, but
I
now,
think that's the way it is out here in California. A lot of, I just think that Wow, I just haven't. A lot of men act as though what women want is sex and money, and so that's what they think every woman want. I don't know. I can't explain it, but California is. Let me shut up. My dog barking. Even he know I'm telling the truth. Even he know I'm telling the truth.
Oh, Ronald said the face of beautiful woman and the personality of Medusa. You know, that's bad business right there. Turn you to stone just like that. The person inside is major important because it is them. The outside can change. Wanda says character and loving personality is attractive. Tia says, I think that's true for women. Both parties would need to be unaffected. Okay. So it's something though. But I always say when you use that maneuver, the we can be friends maneuver, make sure it's mutual, like someone just said. Make sure that it's mutual, you know, and not just lip service. You know, let's be friends, let's chit chat. And sometimes great friendships have came out of that.
I'm curious to know how many people have used that and then they still communicate with that person, and how long has it been?
Mhm. And that's a good question. That's an excellent question. Tan says, I'm glad to have you here, Tan. Love me from the inside out.
Yes.
Wow. Wow. And Stacy, glad to have you here, Stacy. Many are coining the term friends as really meaning friends with benefits. Ah, now we going indefinitely a territory. Well, some people do think that, Stacy. Some people go that route, though. How do we deal with it? It's up to the individual, though. So that's pretty interesting, though, y'all. And with that said,
No, you had one more good question. Come on, Mike. We ain't doing nothing tonight.
okay,
Oh,
okay, I'm
you have
asking.
one more that was real good.
Okay, I got one.
We promised to make it quick.
Okay, we make what quick? Never
Make the
mind. Okay,
question quick. We
okay.
promised to answer quickly.
Well, guess what? I got a question for you then. Okay, you ready for it? And see, you don't even know about this question.
Uh-oh.
Uh-huh.
Usually
So
I know.
this is our final question, folks, and it's a good one on a good fun note right here. Popcorn. How do you eat it, and what are your favorite flavors?
Handfuls. And then, well, sometime after you do a handful, then you do one,
Uh,
handful, one. And
What?
then I don't know the fact I haven't tried. You know what? I've tried just like maybe I haven't really tried that many flavors of popcorn. Caramel.
Okay. Oh yeah, folks, and while we on this too, is it caramel or is it caramel? You know, I've seen
Caramel.
fights. I've
I gotta say it. Caramel.
I
Caramel.
say I say
Caramel.
I say caramel.
I like
So
it way you say it better. Caramel.
I
I just like
noticed.
regular butter.
Yeah, salt
Salt
buttery.
butter. Yep.
Okay, Dwyer said Publix popcorn all day. Oh, we getting a lot of. Natasha says jalapeno and cheddar. And caramel. Okay,
Caramel.
Cracker Jacks are my favorite. Reginald says kettle corn is mine.
Corn in handfuls. Yay.
Oh, but they coming in too. Abigail says caramel with almonds inside. Okay, that's a good one. By the handful, seasoned with sea salt. Okay.
Yeah.
Tan says try M&M candy with butter popcorn. Okay. Keisha
Butter.
said butter.
Butter,
Ooh.
man.
Sherry says
Caramel.
caramel is it. Natasha caramel, like Mike says. Keisha says kettle. I say caramel, but I have no problem saying caramel. Okay.
Caramel.
Okay. I'm not a big fan of popcorn, but I eat one at a time for the few times I've had it, like the birthday cake or cheddar popcorn. Okay. Okay. That's a good one right there. White cheddar, kettle corn by the
Y'all done made
handful.
me have to go pick some popcorn tonight.
Oh man, butter and cheddar popcorn are good. I'm loving the Skinny Pop lately. Yes, Skinny Pop is good though. I knew somebody was gonna bring it up. The Chicago mix, cheddar and caramel. I knew that was gonna come.
I gotta ask my daughter about that one.
Okay, Skinny popcorn, white cheddar, and Garrett's. Ooh, popcorn lovers, every flavor Garrett's. Okay then. Oh wait, they still coming in. Chicago, me Ranchito in St. Louis. Oh, that's Quincy. You need to tell us about this at the after party, though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay. Well, that's it, though, folks.
That was a great ending one.
See, you didn't know.
I
You
love
didn't
it.
know. You didn't know. See there. Thank y'all.
Different
folks.
popcorn.
Yeah. And again, folks, we're out of time, y'all. Thank you so much. And wait, we got to make these announcements, y'all. The after party. Join us at the after party. It's going to be a Zoom after party. We'll put the links up in the groups and just click on it and join in, and we'll just have a great time, right? And then next Tuesday, we will have Tuesday Talk. And it begins at 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 Central, 7 Mountain, 6 Pacific. Okay, so we have a great time there. And next Saturday, since next Saturday is the last Saturday of the month, guess what? Karaoke night and spoken word. So definitely get your songs together, get your spoken words together, and get ready. And we have a great time at karaoke night. So, get ready, y'all. Get ready, and get ready. And I think that is about it. Thank you all so much for being here. Make sure you follow us on Facebook at Single Black Christians on Facebook, and definitely subscribe to my YouTube page at Mike Walker SBC. S as in Sam, B as in boy, C as in K. Mike Walker SBC on YouTube. You'll find me. And if there's nothing else, thank you so much, Josette. Thank you.
Mike.
I appreciate you. I love you
Mike,
dearly.
keep making me look at your lips. I can't stop. Okay, Mike. Oh my God.
On that note, thank y'all so much for being here. Thank you, Josette. Thank you all. Until next time, Lord willing, we see you soon. Bye, everybody. Virtual hug.
Thanks,
Bye.
Mike.
Bye.